Hi everybody, coming at ya from a shady spot in the front yard with the star of the show, right here, Miss Chloe. That's all I got for you. Okay, actually I got one more, that's all I have. She's rooting around in my pocket. Ew, slimy. Okay, go play. I'm gonna start on chapter 35 of The Collector. Here we go. Vanessa had said the doll would rid us of nightmares. She was wrong. They hadn't gone away. They'd built up strength. I was back in the woods. I wasn't alone in this nightmare. Anna was with me. We were running, and I wasn't the only one with a partner. Beryl had brought her dolls. All around us, I could hear them running, scratching, scurrying, climbing. Their tiny porcelain limbs scrambling over tree branches, tiny and not so tiny shadows flitting in the moonlight like bats. Glowing shapes leaping between trees like skeletal squirrels, chittering and laughing, watching us run and knowing that we were already trapped. But that just made us run faster. Out here, read that wrong. Our bare feet trampled over stones and twigs and tiny doll bodies. My feet hurt. My chest hurt from breathing so hard, and my fingers cramped from holding Anna's hand. I couldn't let her go. I was practically dragging her now, and she was crying. But she didn't stop running. We both knew what would happen if she did. I wouldn't let that happen. "Look out!" Anna yelled. She pulled me to a stop. Ahead of us, the path was overrun with little dolls. They scurried toward us like albino spiders, some whole, but most of them broken or mangled. And this is creepy for a kid's book. Ugh. I screamed, "Ah!" Then I turned and darted through the woods. There was no path here, and the tree branches swooped low, burdened with tiny doll bodies. They yanked at our hair, giggled as their tiny porcelain fingers scratched my scalp. Others scuttled around our feet, trying to trip us, trying to tug at our heels. They pulled at Anna, tried to drag her away from me. I clutched tighter. I couldn't let go. Couldn't let them take her. We ran through the dark woods, stumbling as we went, the dolls around us laughing and laughing. Then we reached Vanessa's house. It appeared suddenly. One moment we were surrounded by trees. The next we were in her front yard. Come here, Chloe. Come here. Sit. Stay with me. This is scary. Where did I go? I ran toward the house. We threw open the front door and thudded inside, but we didn't stop. We ran down the hall, past the empty rooms void of dolls, past bedrooms and empty playrooms, until we reached into a room I'd never seen before. The one with the door covered in locks. This one was empty except for a desk with a big glass case on it. And in this case was a necklace. The necklace Vanessa was always wearing. I was so captivated that I didn't even lock the door behind us. What is wrong with my reading today? Sorry, kids. Didn't even lock the door behind us. Anna was by my side, staring at the case. Then the door swung open. A terrifying figure hunched in the doorway. She was covered in layers of robes and animal fur, her hair tangled in long waves around her head like dried seaweed. I expected her to have horns or hooves, but she was definitely human, even if her wrinkled skin was the color of old paper, and her eyes glowed white as the moon outside. "Josie," she rasped. Her voice, that familiar voice. I'd know it anywhere. "And you've brought dessert." No, I said. I stood in front of Anna. You won't hurt her. Hurt her? Beryl laughed. I don't want to hurt her. I want to preserve her forever. She smiled. Yes, dear. It will look beautiful on you. I didn't have time to ask what she meant. Behind me, I heard a gasp. When I turned around, Anna stood there, the necklace around her neck and her face frozen in shock. Only she wasn't Anna anymore. She was a doll. Chapter 36. I woke frantically. A scream lodged in my throat. I was covered in sweat, even though Anna had curled all the covers around herself. She moaned in her sleep like she was in pain, but at least she was okay. At least she wasn't a doll. I leaned over to wake her, to ask her if she'd had a similar dream. When I looked at the dresser, I wanted to scream. Her doll was there, sitting on my alarm clock, smiling at us. I swore its eyes were glowing. I didn't think. I grabbed the doll and jumped out of bed, then ran to the window. It was daylight out, and there was no shadows at the edge of the trees. I opened up the window and threw the doll outside. It plummeted to the ground and shattered on the sidewalk, breaking into a million pieces and scattering like snow. My breath heaved and tears were in my eyes, but I'd done it. With the doll gone, we were safe. Safer. Then I heard an all too familiar voice on the breeze. Beryl. She was closer, and she was laughing.